Hey, God bless you guys. Today I want to share something truly powerful, an experience I had that left me absolutely speechless. Honestly, I'm still not even sure whether to call it a vision or a dream, because even though it happened while I was technically asleep, it felt so real, so vivid, almost as if my spirit had awakened and I was fully aware right there in my own home. I could see everything clearly. I could speak normally. It felt just like real life. No haze, no confusion, total clarity. This experience happened in the early morning hours of April 25th, around 3:00 a.m., and that's significant, because if you're familiar with it, 3:00 a.m. falls right at the end of what's called the witching hour, that critical time between midnight and 3 a.m., which many know is the peak window for demonic activity and satanic rituals to take place. Now, I personally spend a lot of time in prayer during those hours, intentionally staying spiritually awake while much of the world sleeps. But what happened to me that morning was something far beyond a normal prayer session. It was an encounter, and I knew immediately that it wasn't random. It was precise, it was real, and it was meant for a reason. Besides, it was my normal habit to pray during that hour, because I used to have, I guess you can say, night terrors and sleep paralysis and stuff like that. And so I started praying and rebuking all the demons and whatnot, and after a while the habit just stuck. So I usually pray a lot during the witching hour. And during this particular prayer session, I should probably also mention that I keep my notebook, my Septuagint, my Bible dictionary, all that stuff is in here, like right next to my bed, because sometimes I'll get up and do a Bible study in the middle of the night or whatever. And I also have a notebook with a pencil, because I still use pencils instead of pens. And so this particular prayer session, shortly after I had finished praying, I went to bed, but while I was in bed, I was still praying. So I prayed a little bit extra while I was in bed, and I kept my notebook on my mattress along with my pencil, just in case the Lord had any information he wanted me to know, anything he wanted me to share with everyone. And I told him, Lord, if there's anything you want me to tell your people, let me know. I'll try to jot it down so I don't forget, and then, share it that way. And so this particular prayer session, like I said, I had my notebook ready to go. I went to bed. I fell asleep. I fell into a deep sleep. I don't remember exactly when I fell asleep, but then I woke up, or I think I woke up, and all the lights were on in my house. And now anyone who's read the Bible knows that the angel of the Lord encamps around those that fear him and defends them. So basically each of us, if we believe in Christ Jesus, we have a guardian angel. It doesn't matter whether you feel it. It doesn't matter whether you see it, he's there. So he's got your back. And so I saw this guardian angel in the hallway of my house. He was maybe, 7, 8 feet tall, huge wings. Maybe, if the angel was 8 feet tall, his wings must have been like 8 or 10 feet wide. So put it that way, he's a big, strong dude. A robe that was pure white like you've never seen before. It was like glowing white. It's the kind of white that any white you see on earth. If you've ever bleached a white t-shirt to try to get it clean, believe me, that is dirty in comparison to the white that I saw coming from this angel. And then I guess he knew that his appearance was intimidating to me, and so he went into my bathroom, and I guess I say he changed. What I mean by that is that he hid his wings, he hid his gold glowy face, and turned more into like a human form, and he reduced his height a bit. And then he entered my room, he sat on the floor, and he began to tell me about a dangerous spider, which I found really weird, because I'm thinking to myself, Lord, what do spiders have anything to do with me? Because I didn't go to sleep thinking about spiders. I'm not normally afraid of spiders. I don't even pay attention to spiders, to be honest with you. Because I know if I see a spider, I kill it. That's about the extent of my relationship with spiders. And so he told me quite seriously that there's a very dangerous spider. That the bite, when it bites you, the symptoms start out like a flu, but the symptoms will lead to death, and that there's currently no known vaccine or antivenom for this particular spider. Because it's not a regular spider, it's a genetically modified spider, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that later on. And so I jotted all this down, and I asked him what the name of the spider was, because, if it's something that's really that dangerous, then it makes sense to know what it is. Obviously, you're not going to be able to Google the information of a genetically modified spider, because nobody's going to want you to know about it. It's obviously some sort of hidden project, and so I had no idea what he meant when I asked him the name, and he said RT41. I'm like, I don't know what that is. Basically, RT41 is actually a highway. So this particular highway starts all the way down in Miami, Florida, and goes all the way up to Michigan. It pretty much splits the US into two parts, the East and the West. And so, when this happens, effectively that same stretch of highway that you saw will basically be sort of like, I guess you can call it the band of death. Because there's just going to be so much death in that area that no one's going to want to be there. I know no sane person that I know personally is going to want to be there. And so, like I said, the whole highway itself actually goes, ironically, through 41 different cities. Not all the cities are listed here, but you can feel free to Google RT41 and find it for yourself. And now the verse that this pertains to, just so you know, is in Revelation 6, 7, or 8. I'll read it real quick. So it's the fourth seal, widespread death on the earth. And it says, when he opened the fourth seal, I heard the voice of the fourth living creature saying, come and see. So I looked, and behold, a pale horse. And the name of him who sat on it was Death. And Hades followed with him. And power was given to them over a fourth of the earth, to kill with sword, with hunger, with death, and by the beasts of the earth. And so that is the fourth seal in Revelation, and that is preceding the other three seals, which all of this is going to precede the trumpets. And so, you know, I wrote all this information down, and I proceeded to share it with all my friends and my family. Most of them don't believe me. They kind of think I'm crazy. I'm not surprised, but yeah. So I figured I'd share that way the message can get out there. Shortly after I had this encounter with the angel, there were actually 2 spiders that showed up in my house. I kid you not, I can't even make this up. And so, one of them was black, right? It looked like this. It looked exactly like that. That was on my kitchen floor when I was in the middle of eating breakfast. And then there was another one that appeared right near my sink that looked like that. And the ironic thing is that one of those spiders is actually a black widow, and the other one is a brown recluse. I didn't know this until I started Googling images of spiders to try to find what I saw. And so the black widow and the brown recluse are actually the 2 deadliest spiders in America. I live in Connecticut, so I've encountered both of these spiders before. I haven't been bitten, but my sister-in-law has been bitten by the brown recluse. She almost lost her arm. So I'm under the assumption that the reason I saw the 2 spiders is because it's the new spider. I don't know what its actual name is. Like I said, I was just told but I'm under the impression that it's some sort of a cross between a black widow and a brown recluse, but somehow enhanced so that the poison's like ultra deadly. So yeah, get the word out there, because this stuff is gonna happen. You're gonna see it on the news, like I'm not even kidding. Whether you believe me now or not, it doesn't change the fact it's gonna happen. That's why the angel told me. Otherwise God wouldn't have told me to write it down and tell people. And so yeah, man, Christ is coming, like really soon, like really, really soon. So yeah, this is the word that the Lord gave me. God bless you guys. I hope you put it out there. Share with your friends, share with your family. It doesn't matter whether they believe you or not. This is the message that the Lord gave me. RT41, be on the lookout. Pray, pray, and pray. If this message touched your heart today, don't keep it to yourself. Share it. Warn others. Stay vigilant. Stay prayerful. Our King is coming soon, and he is faithful to protect those who trust in him. Stay awake. Stay strong and stay close to Jesus. God bless you all, and I'll see you again very soon, Lord willing. Stay